You know what's really scary? Over-explaining something that's scary in the first place because of how little we know about it. Hi everybody, Anthony here from Awesome Anthony Productions, and today I'm going to give you my review of The Strangers Chapter 2. But before we get started, please leave a like, and at the end of the video, if you think I've earned it, please subscribe and hit that bell icon to be notified whenever I post. Now on to the review. So The Strangers Chapter 2 picks up right after the last one, with Madeleine Petsch's Maya somehow surviving the brutal attack that left her boyfriend dead and her in the hospital. But guess what? The strangers know she's still alive, and the chase is gonna start all over again. Sounds like a solid setup, right? Well, hold on, because this movie decides to slam the brakes, spin the car around, and give us the backstory of two of the strangers. Yeah, you heard that right. I'll get back to that, trust me. Let's rewind for a second. The first Strangers movie back in 2008, classic home invasion horror. Simple, terrifying, effective. A couple with real problems, real tension, stalked and brutalized by three masked strangers because they were home. That's it. That's all the motivation we needed, and it was horrifying. Prey at Night, a mixed bag, sure, but it gave us a banging soundtrack, the absolutely iconic neon lit pool scene, and characters who at least put up a fight. Not perfect, but still very memorable. Then came Chapter 1 last year, and if you saw my review, you know that I really didn't enjoy that movie. I thought it was just a watered down remake of the original, full of dumb character decisions and scares that are so lame and cliche. An animatronic from Spirit Halloween would have been scarier. But this is a trilogy that was shot back to back, so here we are with Chapter 2. And to be fair, it does start off pretty strongly. Maya wandering around an empty hospital, the strangers lurking in the shadows there. There's actual real tension in the first 10 minutes or so. And I was thinking, okay, maybe they'll actually redeem themselves with this one. But nope, because as soon as Maya escapes the hospital, this thing nosedives straight into the horror gutter. Let's talk about the script because wow, this dialogue is atrocious. Most of the lines here sound like they were written by an AI that was trained on Reddit threads. Nobody talks like this. Nobody. And then there's the cringe factor, characters that are trying so hard to be cool and edgy that it just comes off completely embarrassing.
Who are they? Why are they doing this?
Does there have to be a why?
Now moving on with the script, plot-wise, forget it. This thing is built on pure coincidence and contrivance. Maya's been stabbed and sliced multiple times. She's laid up in bed. She's stitched up. She should be resting. But here she is, sprinting down roads, shrugging off stab wounds like she just walked out of Scream 6. And speaking of contrivances, everything in this movie happens at the perfect time it should. Like nurses from the hospital driving by just as Maya starts running on the road. And oh, look, their roommates are right down the street. What are the odds? And the strangers themselves, apparently they have teleportation powers now, just like they did in the last one. You see him in one spot, Maya runs for her life, maybe even gets in a car and drives away, and poof, there they are again, standing right behind her. Not scary, again, just lazy. Worse, the strangers aren't even smart anymore. These killers, who were once terrifyingly calculated, now waste time dancing, singing, doing creepy gestures to try to look as creepy as possible instead of, killing. Multiple times they have Maya in the perfect position to take her out immediately, but she just survives so that the movie can keep going and we can have a part 3. And don't even get me started on the boar scene. Yeah, one of the strangers apparently has a wild boar that they control like a Pokemon. I wish I was joking. Now you might hear me say all of this and think, God, this dude is so pretentious. Isn't this movie at least some dumb fun? That's the kicker. It's not really fun at all. Outside of that opening in the hospital and that one pretty ridiculous and over-the-top scene with the boar, this movie's a total boar fest. Not bore, it's boring is what I'm trying to say. But the biggest crime this movie commits, trying to explain the backstory of two of the strangers. Remember what I said at the beginning? The fear from these characters came from not knowing anything about them. They were faceless, nameless, motiveless monsters that you could really only recognize because of their masks. Just random psychos attacking people for no reason. But here, they stop the movie every 15-20 minutes to flash back to two of the strangers as kids, even revealing the identity of one of them in the first 5 minutes. Mystery? Gone. Atmosphere? Dead. Fear? Absolutely gutted. And the movie also decided to throw in half-baked themes about random acts of violence and Maya's PTSD. But if you explain who the killers are, why they're doing what they're doing, and have them chase the same main character from the last movie, it's not a random act of violence anymore. Just over-explained nonsense. Now, Madeleine Petsch is trying her hardest. She's honestly really good here, but she's stuck with a screenplay that is working against her every step of the way. Outside of a decent opening and a few so bad they're funny moments, The Strangers Chapter 2 is just as bad as Chapter 1, if not worse. Bad dialogue, contrived plotting, plot armor, jump scares louder than a freaking air horn at 3 a.m., and worst of all, they're starting to tear down everything that made The Strangers scary in the first place. Don't bother. And that's my review of The Strangers Chapter 2. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this review, you know exactly what to do. Please leave a like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon to be notified whenever I post. While you're at it, you can scroll down in the description below, find the links to my socials. Leave a comment, let me know if you saw this movie and what you thought, and if you want more of my content, you can click or tap on these cards right here. It'll take you to the start of the horror movies that made me series with the Lost Boys, or just over to my channel where you can check out the rest of my reviews. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I will see you next time for my review of Good Boy.